Alright guys, welcome back to the vlog. Episode number will be up here. As you can see, we are at Lodge Card Club in Round Rock, Texas. This is Dookie Bets. Gonna go jump into some 1-2, maybe some 1-3, depending on how the games are. And hopefully run it up. Alright guys, wish us luck. Peace.
Alright guys, hopping right into the action we go. Before we start, I just wanted to quickly thank JQ for letting me use his intro video. I filmed one, but it didn't come out great. The audio was all messed up. There's a lot of construction noise from down the street, so because of that, I didn't have a good intro, so thank you JQ. Appreciate it, and if you haven't already, make sure to go check out his channel. I'll leave a link down below. One thing he forgot to mention though was if you have Instagram and you're looking to follow me, make sure to go do that. It's at Dookie Bets on Instagram. I've been more active on there as of late. Certainly don't want to miss out on that. I post a lot of cool stuff over there, so make sure to go check that out using the link down below as well. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. There'll be more good content on the way for sure, so if you enjoy what you see, make sure to like and subscribe for more on the way. Without further ado, let's hop into the video and let's turn some sand into gold. So believe it or not, guys, I read a poker book one time. That poker book was called Every Hand Revealed by Gus Hansen. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's about a guy named Gus. Gus is from Denmark, and he travels down to Australia to partake in the 2007 Aussie Millions poker tournament. And while he's playing in this tournament, he journals every single hand that he played from day one of the tournament up until the final table where he eventually wins first place and takes home over $1 million. And I thought to myself, that's a pretty cool idea for a book. Let's make it in vlog form. So basically what I did here was, rather than turning my camera on and off for every single hand like I normally do, I just left it running for like half an hour straight. Along with my chip stack, I'm also going to put the session total in terms of how much I'm either up or down. And I'm also going to put timestamps in the top right hand corner like I always do. If you guys like this every hand revealed style, please let me know. I'm happy to make more of them. I did not film the entire session like this just in case there's an overwhelming negative response toward this style of video. So if you guys like this, please let me know. I'm happy to make more of them. If you hate it, I'll go back to the regular vlogs. I really don't care either way. I'm just looking to please my audience and make good videos. So without further ado, let's hop into Dookie Bets. Every hand revealed. This first hand on camera, we're going to look down at 3-2 suited in the middle position, and obviously this one's just going in the muck. Pretty easy fold here. It's currently 2:13 in the afternoon. We came in at around 1:35, got sat at like 1:45, 1:50. I was playing out of the 1 seat for a little bit, so I didn't film anything. It's just a really hard seat to film content from, so I pretty quickly requested a seat change. The 8 seat opened up for us, so we have a very nice view of the table, so this is where we're going to be filming the majority of our session from, and this is where we're going to start off. We did play a couple hands out of the 1 seat. We're stuck about 24 bucks thus far, but really not that bad at all. Certainly can make that back in the next few hours. This next hand we peel off the deck, we're in the +2 position, and we look down at Ace-King offsuit. Obviously this hand will meet our entry requirements. We're going to make things $10 to go. We're going to see the hijack player flick in the call, as does the big blind, so we're going 3 ways out of position to the flop. We get a flop of 6-7-9, two-tone board, really bad board for our hand and for our range. We're now going to see the big blind player lead for 2/3 pot. He's going to go 20 bucks. And there's loads of things this big blind player can have here. If I put 20 bucks in the middle, it's likely not coming back to me. For that reason, we fold, and we're just going to wait for a better spot. Next hand off the deck, we're in +1. We look down at 9-5 offsuit. Pretty standard fold here. We're going to pitch that one rather quickly. Next hand off the deck, we look down at 9-8 offsuit in the under the gun position. Once again, it's going to be a pretty easy fold for us here. We throw this one away. Playing out of the big blind now, we look down at Jack 2-0. and once again, pretty easy fold. Don't want to be defending this one. Playing out of the small blind now, we look down at 10-9 of clubs. Pretty good hand here. We might be able to see a flop. We're going to see the middle position player open things up to $6, and this is followed by the low jack and the hijack putting in the flat call. It's going to get over to the button player, and he's going to squeeze things up to $15. Watching this button player play for a bit, he's definitely on the aggressive side and is a bit of a squeezer, so I think he's got a lot of hands in his range here, and we're going to put him to the test. We make things $65 to go. Obviously, this 4-bet being a bit too loose and out of line from us, but we came to battle. We're going to put in the 4-bet. It's going to fold all the way back around to the hijack player who puts in the call for 65 after just flatting the 6. So I certainly don't think he has that good of a hand. And then the button squeezer is going to come along as well. So 3 ways out of position here. Certainly not a great spot for us. Kind of did it to ourselves with our aggressive 4-bet here. We're going to get a beautiful flop here of 10-10-6. We're certainly a luck box for this one. I'm going to check out of position here, just probably checking most of my range out of position multi-way. The hijack player is going to check behind, and the button player pretty quickly is going to stab out here for $100 into 208. Coming about half pot here. Pretty big bet. On a more wet dynamic board, I would probably think about raising and just getting all the chips in as fast as possible, but this board is relatively dry. We don't need that much protection, so for that reason, we're just going to put in the call and play this one slow. Hijack player is going to get out of the way here, so we're heads up to the turn. Turn rolls off the 7 of spades. Pretty inconsequential card for us. Hands like 8-9 do get there, but I don't really think he's ever betting $100 with 8-9 on this flop. We also have some of those combos blocked as well. I'm pretty confident we have the best hand here. Maybe once in a while he will have a hand like ace-10 or king-10, but if he's got that, he's probably getting our stack. We're going to check for a second time here, and this player's pretty quickly going to jam all in. We obviously snap call. We have 3 of a kind. Obviously, this player is pretty upset when we roll over 10-9 suited in the 4-bet pot. Probably shouldn't have that in our range. We're going to run things one time. We get an 8 of clubs on the river, which means we now have a straight, playing the 9 in our hand. He mucks his cards. We take down this $1,000 pot and add $542 in profit to the stack. Really good stuff thus far in Round Rock, Texas. Next hand off the deck, we look down at 9 deuce off, still stacking our chips here. Pretty easy fold. Following this, we look down at king 8 of clubs in the cutoff. Somebody opened in front, I'm pretty sure, so pretty easy fold here. In the hijack now, we look down at 4-3 offsuit. Again, a very easy fold. At 230, we get a dealer change, which means we have a double board bomb pot incoming. We're all going to throw in $5 and play 2 boards. We whiff really bad on both boards. We check on the flop. It checks around. On the turn, we see the MP player bet $15. Let's cut our losses at $5. We pretty quickly throw in the fold. Next, we look at Jack 4 and MP. We fold this one. Following this, we look at king queen off in middle position. Once again, we see the under the gun player limp for 2, and the +2 opens to $12. Call me a nit, guys, but we throw this one away. I think against the early position open, pretty easy fold. Now we go on an absolute folding rampage here. We look down at jack 6 and +1, ace 5 off under the gun, 10-9 off in the big blind, 7-6 off in the small blind, ace 4 suited on the button here, but we see a low jack open to $25. I would probably flat or 3 bet against a smaller size, but against $25, we pitch it. Finally, we look at 9-3 suited in the cutoff, standard fold here. That's going to wrap up the every hand revealed segment. If you guys like this, let me know. I'll do more of them. If you hate it, also let me know. Like I said, I'm cool with whatever. I'm just trying to make good content, so please let me know in the comments below, yay or nay on that, and we may or may not do it again. For the next hour and a half, we kind of go card dead, so we're coming back to you live at 4:23 in the afternoon. Like I said, haven't really done much in the last hour and a half. We have battled over a couple of small pots, which have kept us afloat. We've added a couple bucks to our stack, but really not gained any headway or lost anything too significant either. So in this hand, we peel queen jack offsuit in the small blind. We see the middle position player open to $10, and this is followed by a cutoff flat. Playing out of the small blind here, I'm either going to 3-bet or fold most of the time. This is too loose, but I decide to squeeze it on up to $50. We're going to see the middle position player think about it for a bit and then eventually throw in $50. The cutoff player is going to get out of the way, so we'll be going heads up out of position to a flop here. We get a pretty good flop for our hand. We get jack 4-3 two-tone with 2 diamonds. We're going to lead out here small for $35, going about 3rd pot. He's pretty quickly going to fold, and we're going to take down this $100 pot, adding $62 in profit. About 20 minutes later, we look down at ace jack offsuit in the hijack with the $5 straddle on. It's going to fold around to me, and I'm going to open things up to $20 to go. We're going to see the small blind player as well as the straddle put in the call, so we're going 3 ways in position here. We get a flop of queen jack 4, rainbow board. We're going to see the small blind as well as the straddle player check it over to us, and we elect to check things back here. Seems sort of straightforward with our hand. Turn rolls off the 10 of diamonds, obviously not a great card. It's going to bring in a lot of straight draws and stuff like that. Small blind's going to check, the straddler player is going to bet $20, and I have second pair. I check back on the flop. I've sort of under-repped the strength of my hand, so I'm happy to flick in the call. Small blind's going to come in behind, so we're still 3 ways to the river. River rolls off the queen of hearts, pretty good card for us, now less likely that either of these opponents have a queen X holding, so makes me think my jack X might be good. We're going to see the small blind player check for a 3rd time, and the straddle now checks behind. When it goes check check on the river here, I expect to be good a lot. I could just take my showdown value and check back here, but I really think both of these players would be betting any straights or queen X holdings themselves on the river. They can't really have any boats either. They would 3-bet pre. They can't have a hand like 10-10 or jack-jack or anything of that nature. So I really think my ace-jack is good here, and I'm happy to go pretty thin for value. We're going to come with a $40 bet on the river here, going about a third, just quite a small bet, trying to target 10x holdings and all the weak stuff that would call a very small bet like this. The small blind player is going to instantly fold, and then the straddler player snap calls with king 9 offsuit. We get wrecked here by the straight and completely value cut ourselves, so that's no fun at all. Another 20 or so minutes goes by where we look down at pocket queens under the gun. Obviously going to be raising this one up. We make it $10 to go. We see the hijack player put in the flat call, and now the big blind squeezes to $30. Older gentlemen we're up against out of the big blind here, so this 3-bet is going to be pretty damn strong. That being said, we also have a super strong hand, so I would like to put more money in now. We're going to 4-bet things up to $70. Hijack player gets out of the way pretty fast, and it gets over to the big blind player. He jams for $191. I don't really think we have any other choice but to call here. We're calling 120 to win 390 roughly, so like it or not, we've kind of priced ourselves in. If he has aces or kings, he's got us. If he has a hand like ace king, we're flipping. So we chuck in the money, we roll over our hand, and he shows us pocket jacks. Dream spot for us here. This is like the one hand that he can really have that we're way ahead of, so it's always nice to run good. We just gotta hold. We go one time. The run out comes clean, and we scoop this $393 pot, adding about $200 in profit to our stack. And we're definitely running very pure thus far at the lodge. And the final hand of this session, we look down at king jack of hearts in the big blind. We're going to see the +1 player limp in for $2, as well as the middle position player. The button's now going to open things up to $17, and the small blind to our right is going to put in the call. Both the button and the small blind are on the looser side, so I'm happy to defend my big blind here for 17 bucks. We flick in the call, gets back over to the +1 player, and he now limp jams for $33. It's going to fold back to the button, and he's going to isolate up to $90, and the small blind puts in the call. It gets back over to me, and like I just mentioned, both of these players are probably a bit too loose. This is certainly a losing call in the long run, but we're getting pretty good pot odds here. We're calling 60 to win about 300. I think both the button and the small blind player are players that I want to be playing flops with, so ultimately I decide on a call here, which probably isn't great. We're going to put in the call here and head 4 ways to a flop, 3 of us involved in the side pot. We get a flop of queen 7-3 with 2 clubs and a diamond. 2 quick checks from myself and the small blind player. It's going to get back over to the button. He's going to jam for $218. Small blind's going to fold, and it gets back over to me. Obviously, we completely whiffed on this board. Very easy fold. Maybe it's a spew pre-flop. I think at the end of the day, it was a pretty close decision, and I don't totally hate the call pre. For the next 40 or so minutes, we're pretty much just going to hit the fold button. We just look at a whole lot of garbage for the next 40 minutes. We eventually pick up our chips and book a nice win at the lodge. Alright guys, we just wrapped up. We played for 4 hours. In the game for 500, out for 1,150. We paid $58 in time, so that means we won...
Do your best.
$592?
You'll fix it in post.
Is that good? Did I do good math? I think I did good math. I thought we played pretty decent. We didn't get crazy out of line pre-flop, which has sort of been the thing that's been killing us lately. We did 4-bet 10-9 suited once, but aside from that, we didn't get crazy out of line. Kind of just played our hands sort of well, I think, and it's good to book a win. The last 7 sessions we've played, we've had 5 losing sessions, so it's good to get back on track and sort of correct this little downswing that we've been having. the Lodge was a cool place to play. It was really enjoyable to check this place out. Obviously, being from New England, you don't get to play at places like this all that often. But it wasn't amazing. I didn't think it was like crazy good action or anything like that. Granted, we were kind of playing during the day, but it's still Saturday. Like, game should be good. Meh. And small sample size, of course, just one 4-hour session. But the place still just didn't wow me. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. I honestly had more fun at Shuffle last night.
My table had the $20 triple straddle on, so I don't know what you're talking about. Action's great here.
Okay, action's good. I was just stuck in a boring game, I guess.
It depends.
But yeah, I mean, it's a nice spot. Good session, all in all. Good to book a win. Feels good. Good for the ego. Good for the confidence. All that.
That's been nice.
We're gonna go play at TCH. Well, first we're gonna get some dinner, and then we're gonna go play at TCH. So that will be the next vlog you guys are seeing. I don't know when that's gonna come out, but hopefully soon. Hopefully I edit videos in a timely fashion. But that will be the next one you'll be seeing. We're gonna go do that. And if you guys enjoyed the vlog, make sure to like and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna do a $50 giveaway to a random follower, so that'll be fun. All you have to do is follow me. And until next time, guys, Dookie Bets.